Good morning. Welcome to Satsang. Yes. The mic, please.
Is there a question for more clarity?
Yes. It's always like that, huh?
Yeah. That is about the eye. And when there is a manifestation, the mind, the eye,
The white,
the mind, the eye,
the eye. It's not white, huh?
mind. I don't know, but that's the
The eye, okay, the eye. Okay. The eye. It's a funny object, huh? The eye.
that goes very fast to any manifestation.
Manifestation is due to I. So it goes even faster than manifestation. It's the first manifestation. Yeah.
Okay.
I am. Yes.
But every manifestation comes out of the self.
Yes. It depends where you locate yourself. If you locate yourself on I am, and even worse, I am somebody, or if it comes from I. Now, if you say I am the self, there is only the self. Even the manifestation is the self, an appearance appearing in the self. It's up to you. So that doubt came to whom?
That's the main thing.
You may not listen, then you may not listen. If you already said the right, let's say, indication, everything is the self, and you hear, I may have doubted about what can it be, in fact, the reality of it, it was the doubt of I. Somebody, I am somebody. Otherwise, I has no problem to be I. Huh? I alone. No problem about that. You can see the self, or I. Ramana, to make a difference, to make it clear, said I. We can say I. You prefer? Okay. Is it enough? Or no, there is something which follows.
On this point, it is another thing. I can't see sharp the next question.
No, but maybe there is no next question.
Yeah.
Why you invent that problem? Maybe there is no next question. You see, generally the confusion is, if the moment I'm freedom itself, I'm myself, or I am I, it means this fellow will never be identified anymore, or the life may be experienced in a different way. Here I don't agree. All appears already as the manifestation of the self, so already it appears as it will always appear. Let it be in an experience of identification. Let it be like, for example, in the beginning of satsang, depend for whom, but I can say we saw the manifestation. Still it happens in the manifestation. not to be busy with the mind for a while. And because it's in the manifestation, it's only for a while, huh? Of course. Now we talk. So that will not change. So don't worry if this one I see is identified, goes, oh, I went too far. But it will not be the one who goes too far will be enlightened. Never. Enlightenment means freedom, means your natural state and the natural state of everything and of nothing. Satsang is to point out to that. It never promises you that you will be somebody enlightened. It's when that somebody loses its so-called reality. But still it will appear the same, exactly the same. You are not happy to appear the same.
I feel that something about what it is, what it does to me, but
Something about...
what you said,
Yeah.
I feel as the, that is the real thing.
Yeah.
But
No but.
oh, yeah.
No but. You see, someone always wants to own or to attain. And that is the problem. That's why he said, but I'm not always there. You cannot make an image of what you are. So if you say, but I'm not always there, you must have an idea that when you are without the mind, this is it. No, it's not more it than when the mind appears. These are experiences. And why in the beginning I keep quiet? Just because I also like to keep quiet in the appearance. And daily life doesn't offer that much. So I have this benefit in satsang. But don't confuse the apparent quietness for the real quietness, which is not to confuse yourself for any experience. Let them appear this way, that way, this way, that way. Mm-hmm. Someone else? After so many days, something has come up or not?
Could you speak about the sentence from Babaji, mind, no mind, never mind?
It's exactly what I said. Mind, I feel, oh shit, again I'm identified. Then suddenly you awake yourself through your search, through the kind of wisdom you acquired with the search, and you say, oh, and then you stop. and then you don't follow your mind, you are in no mind. But he didn't stop there, Papaji. He said mind, pendulum, mind, no mind, never mind. Whatever appears is not real, never mind.
I'm asking this because what I see is so far everything still is and was mind, because it came, it goes.
Yeah.
For me, this never mind.
You cannot figure it out. Never mind, you cannot figure it out. There is no mind there to figure it out.
Okay.
So you keep quiet. If you want to know what is never mind,
I think I need to know, or how to.
no, I mean, if you want to realize, if you want to see what's always there, you keep quiet. You don't try to figure it out with your mind. Already it's an exploit, an attainment to be sometimes in no mind.
I never was, I think. So I think it's my...
You don't know at all what it is?
I think so, because I mean I had different experiences, even something what I think was peace, but it didn't last.
But that's what I say. It's you can attain sometimes in time some peace, some no mind, some like that of that flavor. But it's still the mind. That's what you are telling. You realize, so you never really have been your own name. Shanti, peace. Real peace, you see, is what you are, is when you don't long for anything else anymore. You don't long for to be identified, this you know very well, but you don't long also to be non-identified, because you know all this is part of a search in the mind. Is the best attainment in the mind, which is simply as unreal as everything else which appears. So what you have, just keep quiet. But keep quiet where you don't attach yourself to any experience which appears from there. This is keeping quiet.
When I try to keep quiet, it looks like that I'm...
You have not
still...
to try anymore, because if you try, you will arrive, if the day is good, at some quiet moment. And then you will think this is it. You have not to try anything, otherwise it is the failure or the attainment of somebody, which is the one I see, the one who has the question.
Did somebody never left in a way?
I believe you. Yes, it's not too late. Sometimes you need that much time to be suddenly struck, oh my God. Yes, I always have been busy with my individuality.
I can see that. I know.
Okay, you see it.
And still, I don't know, I cannot detach. There's always some experience.
There will always be some experience appearing, unless you die with this body. If you are not dead physically, there will always be an appearance appearing, rising. The question is not to confuse yourself for this. But if you know it, if you really know crystal clear, this is it. You see, this is the way it appears. And it will so not be in the realm of appearance. From where do you see those things? But don't do that. This is a habit you have. I ask you freshly, from where do you see those things?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. Yes, it's a great news. Don't take it negatively. I also don't know. And today I'm so happy not to know. You can't know. So the mind says, I don't know. Very good. It becomes an attainment. It becomes an experience. I don't know. From where do you see? I don't know. Don't say I don't know, huh? Why you are so stubborn? Why don't you keep quiet? From where you see, I don't know, from where you can say that, you keep quiet. You are quiet. Man, oh, I don't know is in the mind. Yes, that's what I say. From where can you utter this? From where it becomes an object, you know? I don't know. Everybody knows very well what is I don't know. It becomes a spiritual object.
I don't get it.
Whatever you express, you agree that it is an expression or not? Whatever I can hear.
Yes.
So I don't know, I hear. You also hear. Yes?
Yeah.
So it becomes an object. Yes or no? Yeah? Okay. And the subject is in the object. I don't know. It's subject, knowledge, object. I don't know. From where? And don't try to answer with the same mind who says, I don't know, because he doesn't know. He cannot know. From where do you utter this? There, keep quiet, forever. And from that quietness, confusion, activity appears. quietness and whatnot also appears from there. So, how about you? Yeah?
I want to bring something to you
Yeah.
because I always stop there, so I see.
Okay.
I told you about the dream I had and with you.
Yeah.
And in the dream I was very, very shaken. It was like seeing that so clear that there's no way out. Personal level. There's no way out. So, and it shake me, and I see that I is all the time having preferences, all the time in the samsara,
Yeah,
It's-
sure.
wanting to have heaven. So it's doing everything to have heaven.
Yeah.
And on the other side, you also say it's not. You should not do. You should also take care that you have a good life, more or less. So
It's the preference of everyone.
yeah. And I see this, but I see that there's going energy in this, mostly when it's hell. And there was one situation some years ago. It's one experience where was once in my life where I would say I came to the point where I was ready to die. Not because of the life was hell, more because of liberation, because I wanted to realize what I am.
Yeah.
So, and it was quite difficult because my kids were sleeping around me and I had no idea what would happen to them in case I would die now, but I was really ready. And I would say this moment was the moment where I saw something, and I know that I started to think about it later and to speak about it later, and so I made it an experience.
Okay.
But this experience shows that on the other side somehow this person has to have no preferences, has to be ready to die for liberation. And this is like a paradox.
It's not a paradox, because you see, at some point you speak of time. In time belongs to somebody, of course, he will have preferences and so on. This will continue. This is the appearance. Now, to realize yourself, it needs even a split second. A split second, not to... I would say, not to attach yourself to the one with preferences, but you see, even to speak like this is wrong, because it has never been this way. But as we think so much, we are engaged and we are not what we call the self, it needs from you a split second of no preferences, but I would prefer to say the root of preference is I. But I accompanied, it's not an I alone. It has preferences, it's accompanied with preferences or states or moods or whatever, or beliefs. You give a split second to that, just to realize, to wake up where you always have been. It's not a style of life, it is impossible. But in the life, if you really search to realize yourself, it may take time to really see, after all, I am already that. So it needs only a moment where I just see that everything else is the mind. And then I keep quiet where I could see that.
And when you say it needs a moment, how this moment is what
provokes? Nobody knows.
Moment?
It must be your intensity. You must be your fed upness to search. It must be your total extreme helplessness with the mind. You understand, it's because you work with the mind. Something of the kind must be there so that it's possible. And of course, what provokes that? An intense search in oneself. It can be also provoked by satsang, where again and again it shows you that you are still busy in the mind. Why? When you know very well it will not happen through the mind. If you take satsang more than a style of life, it is meant for this, after all. It can be provoked by something else, the proof, some other people say differently.
So it's not that I missed something so far or that I made something wrong, what I can change now, I just have to...
I think you have the knowledge, you know that wherever, you didn't have that great knowledge up to just now, because you thought that preferences carries on energy and then you are distracted. That will go on, my dear. To the person, that will go on. To the life. You need to stop searching, and you can only stop searching not only for a while, when it is absolutely crystal clear that if you continue to work with the world of appearance, means with the mind, with somebody who wants to get enlightened, you will be totally fucked up. There is no exit. It has to be that much clear, or something which provokes that. And then you just be still where you always have been, where you are left. And don't pick up a search anymore, even if it presents itself, because you have seen, oh no, what a fun. Or what a disaster, or whatever. This is it. Okay. Somebody else is fed up? You like to stay standing? Okay. Nobody's fed up? Okay. Something you want to hear? Yes?
And as they say to myself, you are not a doer, you're not, and when I say it more to myself, you're not a doer, it's just that it not comes really land where
It will not work.
No, no.
It will work because up to a certain extent, but it works like in the mind, you see, you tell the doer, you tell him you are not the doer. And so after some time, okay, I'm not the doer, but who says that and who knows that? It doesn't reach the point. Huh? So know that in reality you are not the doer, that the I which appears, which will have its life, generally has been seen as is not the doer. But realize yourself first. Huh? Means know that everything which is done is through the mind. And what we call realization of the self will not be the result of anything in the mind. It's rather, it can be said the result, but it's not the result of an exhausted, fed up, and really enough. It is enough. How long I'm going towards death, and how much time I have to keep quiet finally with this search. But it's not the result of that. It's that then finally one is no more busy with the mind. Yeah. So ask yourself, it is much better, but who says I'm not the doer after all? Who says that? Am I this I? I always reply I. Yeah, but what do I mean by I? You see, some self-investigation has to be there. Oh, I mean I'm in this body, I'm in this mind. I'm not what I can describe. I'm not what I can know, feel, sense. And then at some point, there is nothing else to deny. Then keep quiet where you are left. Keep quiet where you can't deny anymore. Something else. So nobody wants to know anything more? There is no more curiosity of anything?
There is,
Attends.
I'm reading this from Poverty Much.
Yeah.
And there is a sentence that
Could you... or something, I don't know how to put that one.
he says, when a thought came up,
When a thought comes up, yeah.
comes up, look at the thought,
Mm-hmm.
go,
Let it go.
right to the thought,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
and for me it's the quality of being focused on what the thought really is nothing.
It's nothing. Could you tell a bit? So, for you, the focus is what? To look at a thought?
To look at the thought
And then what?
and not go away from.
Not to go along with the thought, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where are you? Where are you? The thought goes. Where are you? But another thought. But do you know that finally the answer, which will not be from the mind, will not be expressed as the mind is in habit to express? So you express it very well, but by your own unclarity, you think that but will bring something, a better answer or a better thought to bring a better answer. What is this? No, but okay, you didn't see. But no, you see?
Yeah.
Okay, so? That's expressed as a split second. In a split second, one sees, was. And it continues. But you know now. You know. Will you confuse yourself for this fellow? Your real nature. Some people call it God. Your real nature. The nature which is the same for everything. And it doesn't matter, the minds come back and all, but mind. Hi! It's a record. The race is quick. Ah! What? You really have a question?
No.
But you want satsang a bit more? Huh?
I love you.
Thank you. So you agree? The chai will be very nice, no? Who doesn't agree? Okay, hi. What's your name?
Jana,
Nyanga?
I'm here for the first time.
Yeah, no.
I've been hearing Advaita Satsang for some years, but when I found your video for some reason for the first time, it made sense when you speak of the true nature of all things.
Okay.
And also you say the mind is unreal by nature.
Yes.
And somehow that really landed.
Oh, I'm happy for you.
Um,
But don't make anything land, huh? Just, okay. Okay.
And what you were speaking about today, about mind, no mind, never mind.
Papaji said so, yeah.
Still there's, I'm always trying not to catch the next thought, not to, for my, not to be.
But don't be so hypnotized by thoughts. You can also be still even if thoughts appear and disappear. Just
Keep going.
very nice. You are here for a few days?
Until the end of February. So,
It's very important to at least once be aware that thoughts really, or feelings, or emotions, or even concepts and beliefs, they appear and they disappear if you don't feed them necessarily. But you see, the goal, this is to shake your beliefs. Otherwise, if you make it quite constant practice, and you become a witness of I becomes a witness of that. And you see, the most essential is to point out that keep quiet means don't dare also not to be busy, to be with the witness. Yeah. Maybe it's a perfect time to hear that. It's like I bought a book in Ramanashram. It's called Hunting the Eye. Oh, wow, very interesting. But in fact, you see, it's very interesting maybe for a while, but it gives also this idea that I is real. Then you have to hunt it. so much.